Hey everybody, so nice to see you. You can see I cut my hair, can't go to the barber, so I did it myself with a little help from Tana. And really been quite the day. Both my parents tested positive for COVID-19, so as you can imagine, it's been a fire drill. And I would ask for your prayers. You know, they've been married for 70 years. That crazy. And they're in a hospital room together, which took an act of God, but it happened, and they're being well cared for. But as you can imagine, it's an anxious time for all of us. I've been wanting to do this live chat for a while because people ask me, what's the best way to be safe during this time? And, there are a couple of things that I've been talking to you about. Mental hygiene is just as important as washing your hands. We have to disinfect our thoughts. The don't worry, be happy people die the earliest from accidents and preventable illnesses. So I want you to be concerned. I actually think my folks got COVID, and I have a huge family. But my dad was in the hospital because he had some bleeding, which was really bad for his heart condition. So appropriate concern is important. And the president just sort of said, we're going to be this way a while, and extended the social distancing for the next 30 days. So we're being assaulted with all this bad news. Well, what can you do to keep your immune system strong? Because it's ultimately your immune system that is going to fight all this negativity and this virus so that we can win the war. And no question, that really is a war. And in my new book, The End of Mental Illness, please get it, share it. And we've talked about it here. How do you keep your brain healthy or rescue it if it's headed to the dark place? You have to prevent or treat the 11 major risk factors that steal your mind. I have a mnemonic called Bright Minds. Well, the second I in Bright Minds stands for immunity and infection. So I guess that's sort of relevant. And why, as a psychiatrist, do I care about immunity and infections? Well, people who have infectious diseases, or they have an immune system that is weak or overreactive, that often leads to anxiety, depression, brain fog, even dementia. And so having a strong but not overreactive immune system is really important. Now, I first learned how important it was in dealing with patients who had chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, Lyme disease, and now we have COVID-19. And one of the symptoms, in one study, it was up to about 34% of people with COVID-19 lost their sense of taste and smell. So what is that? It's a nervous system thing. It's a brain thing. It can actually assault your brain. So how do you boost your immune system? So I thought I'd actually talk about the strategies from the book. And number one is you have to love and care about your immune system. It is critical to survival. And did you know like half of your immune system is actually found in the microbiome of your gut? Oh my goodness, food matters. And if you're eating a lot of processed foods, your immune system's not going to be nearly as strong as it could be. Number two, you want to know your personal health history and check the health of your immune system. And one of the simple tools is what's your vitamin D level. All of you should know your vitamin D level like you know your blood pressure. People with low vitamin D are having a harder time fighting off COVID-19. You want to avoid allergens and infections as much as possible. So we know this infection is out and it's everywhere, right? If you look at the Johns Hopkins map of where the infections are, just think everywhere. They are really everywhere. So protecting yourself, washing your hands, social distancing, being smart. Remember that don't worry, be happy. People die the earliest. Don't be one of them. I don't want you to have too much anxiety, but I want you to have enough anxiety. So what are other things that really go after your immune system? Wheat can actually cause a leaky gut. Leaky gut, we've talked about that, but that's where the junction of your gut lining gets leaky and things get in it that just shouldn't be in your body, and then your immune system will actually have an overreaction to that. Dairy can do that. Pesticides can do that. You don't want a leaky gut. So really watching what you eat. Probiotics can help mend the gut lining, as can fruits and vegetables, really healthy food that we have talked about a lot. 3, you want to engage in immune-enhancing habits. So boost your vitamin D level. 2 ways to do that is sunshine. And it's like, we're not supposed to go outside. No, we're not supposed to go outside around other people. I think going on a walk, as long as you can go to an isolated place, that's a good idea. And you should be thinking 20 minutes a day in the sun without sunscreen. Now, I know some of you are going to get after me, but the dermatologist won. They made us afraid of the sun. Now, I never want you to get burnt. That's not smart. But if you are not actually getting sun, your skin cannot make vitamin D. And then the second way to get it is supplementation. I take 10,000 international units of vitamin D a day. I just took mine. And I think for most people, to be safe, you don't want to overdo it. When I took my level, it was actually really low. But 5,000 units a day, I'd be totally okay with. I have never, ever seen anybody get into trouble with that level of vitamin D. You want to have a stress management practice, meditation, hypnosis, deep breathing. Get on my Instagram page at doc_Amen. We have posted all sorts of things for free for our community. I also take vitamin A. Actually, I take Neurovite Plus. It's the multiple nutrient product at BrainMD that I developed for the brain. Neurovite Plus also has vitamin E, vitamin C, zinc, magnesium, lots of nutrients in it. It's not like a multiple vitamin. It's way stronger. So other nutraceuticals that you should think about, therapeutic mushrooms. I also take lion's mane, reishi, cordyceps. Vitamin C apparently is one of the most important things that you can take. They're using it in the hospital with many COVID-19 patients. And It's very non-toxic. And then foods, especially garlic, mushrooms, and onions, have been found to boost your immunity. So talked about vitamin C, vitamin D, magnesium, zinc. You also want to support your 4 organs of detoxification, because as toxins build up, your immunity goes down. So drink water, that helps flush things through your kidneys. Hold the alcohol, not a fan of alcohol during a stressful time because it's going to disrupt your gut bugs. I thought it was pretty funny, actually, that Jim Beam and a lot of alcohol distilleries, they're going from making alcohol to disinfectants. Why? Because alcohol is a very good disinfectant. Now, think about that. My wife is a nurse, and why does she put alcohol on your skin before she gives you a shot? Kills the bugs. Well, how many bugs do you have in your gut? 100 trillion. So this just sort of made my point that, Jim Beam sanitizer or Seagram 7 sanitizer or Anheuser-Busch, no. Hold the alcohol. Also, brassicas, if you can get them. What are those? Those are detoxifying vegetables: broccoli, cauliflower, kale, Brussels sprouts. You see, you can make this great stir fry, and it will boost your immune system. Sleep, absolutely critical to your immune system. If you don't sleep, it actually turns off 700 health-promoting genes and makes you much more likely to be sick and then make bad decisions. So if I wanted to create mental illness and really boost someone's immune system problems, I wouldn't care about their immune system. I'd engage in habits that damage it, and I'd avoid strategies that help it. But if I was a good ruler and I wanted to really boost the immunity of our nation, I'd make sure everybody cared about it. I'd avoid things that impaired it, and then I would do things that help. So again, vitamin D, either sunshine or from a supplement. Vitamin C, I take 1,000 milligrams twice a day. Zinc, 25 milligrams. Magnesium, the kind matters. Magnesium glycinate is one of my favorite, 200-300 milligrams. Therapeutic mushrooms, cook with garlic, onions, and mushrooms. Probiotic, take care of your gut. I hope this is helpful. I love this. Sleep, sleep, sleep. I don't know if melatonin is beneficial for lung function. Let me look at some of these other ones. Thank you for the kind words. Recommendation for a probiotic. We make one called Pro Brain Biotics. Also, Garden of Life makes really good probiotics. If you want to learn more about strengthening your immune system, especially as it relates to the brain, the end of mental illness, please pray for my parents. We're going to be back. And my niece and I are going to read Time for Bed, Sleepyhead, for all the kids that are having trouble going to sleep. It's a book I wrote about a bedtime story that I used to tell my daughter. It's awesome. You'll love it. See you in a little bit.